Students, welcome back to another lecture in management and organizational behavior. In this lecture, I would explain you about management by objectives. Management by objectives is a philosophy that was originally introduced by Peter F. Drucker in the year 1954. And management by objectives is a concept of management that stresses upon the involvement of employees at all levels in the process of goal setting. Generally, in organizations, almost all levels of objectives are set by top management only, and that is the reason why most of the employees do not really know for what objectives they are really working for. Thus, inability of employees to understand their own objectives is the root cause of their own failure. And thus, in order to avoid this problem of lack of awareness among employees about their own objectives, Peter F. Drucker has stressed upon the importance of making every individual employee of an organization aware of his own goals or objectives. MBO is simply a process in which superiors and subordinates sit together, jointly identifying their common objectives. Whenever employees or workers are also involved in the process of goal setting, they will definitely know what is expected of them, and as such they can concentrate more on their activities in order to achieve the stated objectives. Thus, MBO is simply a process wherein all the employees and workers along with superiors sit together in jointly identifying their own objectives. And according to Peter F. Drucker, who was the propounder of the concept of management by objectives, all the employees generally fail to achieve their own results because they don't really know what is expected of them. Thus, whenever people know about their own objectives or what results are expected from them, they would definitely contribute to their maximum possible extent. And the main ingredients of MBO are goal setting, which is all the time involved with employees and employers together. In MBO, the main stress will be upon involvement of employees and workers at all levels so as to make them participate in the decision making process and so as to make them involved in the goal setting process. And another element of MBO or management by objectives is that whenever people are aware of their own objectives or goals, they can contribute to their best or they can give their maximum, and this in turn results in highest performance on the part of any employee. Whenever employees at all levels are involved in the process of goal setting, their performance targets or standards are determined very much clearly, and each employee would definitely know what amount of results he is responsible to achieve. Thus, MBO in a way can directly help to evaluate the performance of each of the individuals and cascading effect of objectives, that is transforming an overall organizational objectives into departmental level objectives and individual objectives is the main essence of management by objectives. Thus, goal setting is the primary element in management by objective, and performance evaluation that is directly linked with the individual goals is another aspect, and rewarding those employees who are able to achieve their standards or targeted performance is the third element of management by objectives. And to understand the management by objectives more clearly, we can say that there are four main ingredients of MBO, namely goal identification, and this goal identification process definitely involves people at all levels. And another main ingredient of management by objectives is performance evaluation at all levels, which is directly linked to the objectives or goals of individual employees, and then rewarding employees who are able to achieve their results and giving performance feedback to employees at all levels. And MBO has got three basic parts as such: goal identification, which is generally involved by including all the individuals at all levels, and superiors and subordinates sitting together to identify their common objectives, and performance targets which are set very carefully, keeping in view the overall organizational, departmental and individual objectives, and then rewards that are associated with performance. And the process of MBO essentially involves certain important stages, namely setting of overall organizational objectives and cascading such objectives into departmental and divisional level objectives, and informing such objectives to employees, or directly involving the employees in the goal setting process, setting performance standards, evaluating the performance of employees, rewarding employees who are able to achieve their objectives, and repeating the cycle of setting objectives. And there are many advantages of involving subordinates at all levels in the process of goal setting. Generally, whenever objectives are set for employees, companies do not really feel like involving such employees, and in such events, employees may not really know what is expected from them. And not only that, the ground realities of achievement or otherwise of any objective definitely is known better to the people who are actually responsible for achieving certain results. For example, if at all sales targets are set for sales executives, and if at all such sales targets are set to the executives without actually involving them, top managers or managers who are setting the objectives may not really know whether the achievement of those objectives is really practicable or not, because only sales executives who are directly in connection with the customers would know definitely more about the pulse of the market or the demographic variables of the market which they serve. Thus, whenever sales executives are also involved in the process of setting their own sales targets, they would definitely come out with realistic targets for themselves. And MBO has got lot of advantages, and whenever employees are also involved in the process of goal setting, they feel motivated and their morale gets definitely increased. And not only that, when individuals are also involved in the process of goal setting, they would know the challenges involved in achieving the objectives, and as such they would give out, or they will come out with more realistic objectives. And this realistic set of objectives will help workers and employees to work more efficiently, and they try to concentrate more on the key result areas or KRAs. And not only that, whenever people at all levels are involved in the process of decision making, it would definitely lead to higher teamwork, and it would also build up relations between employers and employees. And employees will not suffer with unrealistic goals, and all the employees try to give their best in the process of achieving objectives which are set by involving themselves. Thus, in a nutshell, we can say that MBO is a kind of philosophy or a concept of management which takes into account the opinions or suggestions of employees at all levels in the process of goal setting. Thus, MBO can definitely make participative management more practical. And in order to implement management by objectives, Peter F. Drucker has stated another concept called SMART method of setting goals, which according to him are SMART: S for specific, and M for measurable, A for achievable, R for relevant, and T for time bound. Thus, Drucker has stated that whenever objectives are set for any level of employees, such objectives must be specific, which mean that the objectives which are to be attained or achieved by every employee must be made known to him very clearly, or employees should know their own targets or aims or objectives very clearly. And not only that, all the objectives that are set for employees of an organization must be measurable even. That is, whenever objectives are set for any functional area, such objectives must be capable of being measured. And not only that, the objectives which are set by management must be attainable even. They must not be too large or too heavy to make them not attainable. And not only that, the objectives must be relevant and sensible, and above anything, every objective must be capable of being achieved within a time frame. Thus, whenever managements of organizations fix objectives for different departments or divisions or at different levels, such objectives must definitely have a time bound within which employees are expected to achieve them. And application of MBO is more possible and relevant in case of knowledge-based industries where employees have creative abilities and they have participative abilities even. Thus, for software industries and IT-enabled services, it is all the time possible to involve employees in the process of goal setting. And let us see some of the examples where objectives are set by including employees at different levels. For example, the company level performance objectives in case of MBO may include becoming the market leader. That is, a company may decide upon an objective of becoming a market leader, or a company may also set a target to achieve a certain level of cash flows, or companies may have an objective of becoming one of the member of Fortune 500 companies or somewhat like that, or they may also have a target of achieving a certain return on investment, maybe at 90%, 70% or whatever. Similarly, for every other functional area of management, there may be separate objectives. Suppose if we look at the objectives of marketing department, we can say that a marketing department may have an objective of getting an overall 40% return on its marketing efforts, or it may have an objective of increasing its annual product subscribers by a stated percentage, or companies may even have a marketing objective of increasing their rate of return on investment on marketing efforts by a certain percentage, so on and so forth. Thus, in this way we can say that objectives may be set for an overall organization, or objectives may even be set for individual departments. Limitations of MBO may include lack of coordination between top management and employees at different levels while fixing the targets jointly for all the levels of people, or sometimes MBO may lead to ambiguity when too many people are involved in the process of goal setting, and at the same time reward punishment strategy may not work well for all categories of employees, and a lot of paperwork may be involved in the process of implementing MBO, and performance coordination and evaluation may sometimes become difficult, and all the time the involvement of people would be concentrated more on the process of goal setting rather than the actual achievement of the same. Though MBO suffers from certain limitations, it has got so many advantages, and in order to make MBO effective, experts have suggested that if at all management is able to get the support of people at all levels, and if objectives are set by more practical approach, and whenever clear-cut performance standards are set for all the levels of employees, and when such performance standards are not really aimed at punishing the poor performers, MBO can be definitely be effective.